Alright, everyone. Welcome to Confession of the Golden Witch. We're here. We have we finally arrived at this chapter of the manga, the first part of the confession. Um, Chapter 24C. There are two 24 chapters, chapter 24s that interlude or introduce us to this confessions chapter. Now, Confession of the Golden Witch is a message bottle that Angie found in the, well, capital books, as it's called in manga, and as well as Featherine or Hachijo Ikuko having in her mansion. Now, this is not a message bottle that exists in the visual novel at all. It was never mentioned. So, yes, I've heard about this chapter of the story. I've heard of how infamous it is. I've heard also that it really opens up the cat box. So by reading this, I'm assuming uh, I can never turn back again. Basically, right? This is major spoiler territory in the sense that I'm really opening the cat box here. So it's really one of those like Ikiko was talking about, or Featherine actually, how when you know, like when you learn something, you cannot unlearn it. So here, by knowing this, by knowing about the confession and reading it as I'm about to do now, I cannot unknow it. So I guess as a warning for you all, if you don't want to open the cat box, which a big central theme of the visual novel is, maybe you really shouldn't open the cat box, right? And especially the way the writing is done, it's heavily about how you can have your own interpretations of what happened on the island and who the culprit is, yada yada yada, right? And how the motive and all that stuff. So as long as it fits within the rule setting, of course. So by doing this, I think what we're about to do now is we're going to kind of, show English cat. We're gonna open up the box and see the at least part of the truth. I don't really know what to expect from this confession chapter. It is three chapters, I believe. Let's see, 1, 2, and 3. We're gonna read all three at once here. Get it all out of the way in one fell swoop. I have the Umineko Best of OST video that we've been listening to while reading through this manga so far. I also have this color popped up, even though this color is the first OST that pops up here anyway. I also have this color in case we need it. I also have Thanks for Being Born, which is my favorite OST. If I feel like crying, this is gonna make me cry for sure if I do play it. We're gonna play all these in loop as well, and we have the execution here, all provided by Umineko Anime. Just notice Umineko Anime provided us this, so thanks for being born, I guess. Umineko Anime. No, no, that was not a good joke. Okay. Um, I noticed that the execution for some reason is 13 years old. Well, thanks for being born, and this call is 14 years old. Oh, is it because episode 7 released after? Because the execution is episode 7 track. That's why you see Will and Leon on the cover here. While Thanks for Being Born should be an episode 3 track, or maybe episode 2 actually. And this call is an episode 5 track, and that's why you see Erica here. Let's check though. Let's check when these videos released. January 4th, 2010. So, did episode 7 of the visual novel not exist in 2010, or January 4th, 2010 at least? Maybe it hadn't come out yet. Because as far as I know, Umneko released between, what was it again, 2007 and 2010 in the visual novel. The episodes released during that span of time. So episode 5 might have released by 2009, maybe 2010. Which makes sense considering the anime was released in 2009. And Thanks for Being Born. Let's see. I'm gonna pause this. Thanks for Being Born. 2009. Okay. So it's like 2 weeks earlier. or not even a week earlier, bro uploaded Thanks for Being Born. Gonna like these videos as well, by the way. Let me just do that real quick. Like and like. I like these soundtracks. And the Executioner, was this later on in 2010? It would have had to be at least after April, because I'm recording this in April right now. It should be released in April as well. August 2010. Oh wow, yeah, that's way later in the year. I'm assuming it's August because episode 7 might have released at some point in 2010. I think. Short mix in this video, okay. Yeah. So these are the OSTs I have so far. I don't really know what to expect from Confession. That's why I tried to get a random blend. I tried to get a blend of. Well, these are both really sad OSTs. Also, should loop these in case I didn't decide to play them. Loop, and then loop, and then loop. Execution is more of if we need hype. I don't really know. Maybe we can have Golden Slaughterer as well. In case we need more hype, I don't really know. Ooh, we should have some Slice of Life OST. Golden Slaughterer. Sorry for the lag. Let's see, let's do this. Okay, this person splits it up into Mineko anime splits it up into, but okay, Golden Slaughter in case we need it. Oh, banger from Clanad, but that's Clanad. That's not. That's not Mineko. We're not gonna be listening to Mineko OST. I don't know why I did that. I wanted to loop it, and then let's pick some Slice of Life OST. Let's see. Umineko something something Slice of Life. Just in case we need it. Umineko or Chill maybe? OST or something. Wasn't there like a chill mix? Yeah, relaxing study mix. There we go. Found this on my recommended actually. We're gonna use this in case we need like a relaxing. Okay, there we go. Yeah, we have a good relaxing OST here. In case we need it, we don't need to loop this video. A good study mix. There's also Higurashi study mix. Golden Slaughter, The Executioner, and then the 2 cry songs like If There's a Sad Scenes that come up. We're gonna start off with the best of OST, and then we're gonna get to the confession. Sorry for the really long intro. Okay. I don't know if I'm prepared. I don't know if I'm prepared because I know I'm gonna open up the cat box. I'm actually really nervous. I'm actually really nervous to open up the cat box. Because I know they're still turning back. I'm actually still here like debating whether I should turn back now. Sorry for the mic thing. Yeah, I'm actually debating whether I should turn back now because I know that what I'm about to do is that's it. I can't turn back, but man. I thought I already decided that I was gonna do this. I thought I already decided that I was gonna open up the cat box now, but I mean. Alright. Are we all ready? Alright, let's play this color. The best of OST. And let's do it. Okay. Is it playing? I think it should be. Yeah. Now. There it is. Alright. Turn back now if you don't want to open the cat box up with me. Let's do it. Okay. Here we are. What does it say there? Okay, this is the confession. Confession of the Golden Witch. Okay. Alright, what does it say? If I have but one wish, let this message bottle never be seen by anyone's eyes. Oh no. Maybe I should turn back. Alright, that's it. Alright. That's it. Maybe I should just turn back. Maybe I should just turn back here. Not read this, man. I don't wanna. I'm already crying. I'm already crying, bro. I'm already crying. And like, this person, I'm assuming Sayo Yasuda, wrote this message bottle, and they don't want me to read this. Sayo doesn't want me to read this. I already don't want to do this, man. Oh, why am I already crying, man? Oh no, we're not even the first page, man. Oh, you can't be doing this to me. And this Coldplay in the background does not help. Okay. If you, by any chance, should read this, please deal me my just punishment. Oh. I'm gonna cry by the end of this, I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna cry because of like, I've never cried reading a fictional media before. Nah. Now we're gonna hold on. We're gonna hold on. I think we got this. I think we got this. I don't think I'm gonna get that emotional. We'll see. We'll see about that one. All right. This island is cursed. An island where countless souls and corpses went without salvation and where sins cross and combine. Rockinjima, the island of the witch. Beatrice. Okay. Oh no, no! I don't want to read this, man. I don't want to read this. Okay. Hello, Sayo. Oh, there she is. Or they, sorry. There they are. Okay. And fitting to that witch's name, my life had as well been cursed. Oh, yes, it has. It is gonna change my mind about Beato and Yasuda's character. If you've been watching me read through the visual novel, you'll know my thoughts about Beato and Yasuda so far. This probably will change my mind about them completely. I can, bro. The manga art is amazing, and oh, it's okay. We're 2 pages in or something, and I'm struggling to read, man. All right. I was raised in an orphanage, and since I was a small child, I had worked as a servant in the house of Ushiromiya. There were a great number of fellow servants who came with me from the orphanage, but I was exceptionally young. I was often bullied because of that. The broom thing, oh, I remember that. I remember the broom thing. This was all shown in episode 7, okay. There was nothing to be done. The age gap between them and me was far too great. Oh, look at her face! Or their face, sorry. When I say her, y'all, I don't mean it like that. Y'all know I'm not trying to offend, yeah. I had no chance of becoming friends with them, and I honestly didn't even want to. Is that Lucifer as well? And yeah, the 7 stakes. Oh. Back with their servant, or as servants, I guess. That is why I made an effort of associating with illusionary friends. The witch Beatrice, blonde hair, a red dress as if stained by blood, moves things around on a whim. Beato's friend, the witch Beatrice, a high white witch, gets burned when she touches spider webs. Right, because she made this Beatrice and then she made this Beatrice, and then this Beato became Gop. And then the other one became the first Beato, which was Claire, right? Claire, yeah. If I turned my thoughts towards them, they would immediately appear next to me. They would make a loud spectacle around me. At times they would get me into troubles, but they would also console me. They were irreplaceable friends, so even in lonely nights, I wouldn't feel scared or alone. Let's zoom in a little. Like this, okay. Baroon, I think with this I can finally make you take work seriously. Who's Baroon? I don't know what Baroon means. Okay, I took one key off my chain and threw that key into Baroon's locker. Oh, okay, so Berune, right? Belne, Beelzebub. Okay, got it. Okay, I'm sorry. This is what is this friggin'? I'm not gonna complain about the translation now, but come on, bro. I get it. Berune or Beelzebub. Belne. Okay. Or Belune. Yeah. Okay. Berune. Okay. Got it. It was very confused the way it was right here, but then I saw Beelzebub's hair, and then it made sense. All right. So see, this OST just doesn't fit the scene, does it? The one we're listening to now. But we'll just keep reading. It's fine. We have the other OSTs set up here in case we need them. Okay. I took one key off my chain and threw that key into Berune's locker. Later I took the key bundle she left lying around and replaced it with mine. See, so that's how she did that trick. See, I think this is exactly how I theorized she did that. It was really that easy. And then she talked about how it was done by magic, right? So she preemptively did this. Put one of her keys off and put it into her locker. and then she replaced it with hers. And that's how it was magically out of there, even though that's how she did it. Right. I'm pretty sure it's how it was done. Yeah, sure. Maybe I overdid it a little? What are you talking about? That was me taking over your body for the sake of teaching Berune to respect higher powers, says Gop. After that, Witch, or Beato, I guess. After that, she will learn to respect us, says Claire. Or Beato, I guess, as well. Yes, it's Berune's fault for not being diligent enough. Because of her behavior, the witch decided to teach her a little lesson. That's all. My, are you still up at this time? Kumasawa, tomorrow is an early day. You have to get some sleep. Kumasawa-san! Kumasawa-san, thank you for helping me. You know, the master's vase. Ah, no, I told you it was a kitty cat that did it, right? Kumasawa's being nice. Kumasawa-san, who has served the house a long time, Genji-san, who is the head of the servants, and the master's friend, Dr. Nanjo, who occasionally comes to visit. For some reason I can't see, they treat me so well. Oh, for some reason that I can't see, I can't see, they treat me so well. So they're treating Yasuda really well, but Yasuda doesn't know why exactly. Got it. There were days when I received a good scolding, but they were always there for me. Especially Genji-san, who always speaks so strictly about a servant having to cast his heart in iron, and Kumasawa, who so often meddles in other people's affairs. We're like parents to someone like me without a single relative in the world. Man, oh man. Look at how happy Yasuda is. Are you listening? I have decided upon my dream. I want the family. Oh, I see. Oh yeah, I see how that can be troubling. Oh, I see how Yasuda wanted a dream can be troubling. Ooh. I want to marry the boy I love one day. Ooh. Now this becomes... Wait a minute. This becomes especially complicated when we consider that Yasuda is apparently of male sex, I believe. Well, at least that was what I was told at one point. That Yasuda was born male. And then, I guess in this case, since they're saying that, since Yasuda says that they want to marry a boy, I guess she's taking on female. Well, she thinks she's a girl, or was she raised as a girl? I don't fully know here. I mean, obviously she has the appearance. Yasuda has the appearance of a girl, but here she has a girl servant dress, you know, servant clothes. But I believe she was born male. I think the whole gender thing with Yasuda has always been obviously ambiguous on purpose, obviously, and that's one of their big struggles, right? It's like, are they male or female? Or, you know, are they a boy or a girl? But I wonder... Yeah, but I mean, considering that they want the family, and then right here she's saying, you know, both, and then get children. So she's saying that she wants children, but she was born male, but then she wants to marry a boy. You see where the complications lie there. Unless she wants to adopt a child, of course, or surrogate. Or obviously, I mean, there's a lot of different combinations that could work here. I mean, maybe she could marry a boy that can be, you know, like for example, like a trans guy, right? Like for example, like you know what I'm saying. There's combinations that can work here, I guess. All to create a real family. Yasuda says, okay, but or at least someone said that it was strongly hinted at that Yasuda was born a boy. But I'm not too sure. But either way, that's obviously not the important part here. The important part is that they struggle with their gender. My, would at least have gender identity confusion. Alright, my says Beato. That is a really cute little dream, fit for a human. As a witch, I can't really see it, says Gab. And soon after, I fell in love with Battler. Okay, yeah. So she fell in love with Battler. I think I'm okay with... Okay, you know, I'm just gonna keep going. Oh, how you been, says Battler. Unlike the brute Jessica, you really get cuter every time I see you, Shannon-chan. Have you read any new detective novels? This is one that I found especially entertaining. Thank you very much. I recently read all of Agatha Christie, so... The son of one of the branch families of the Shiromias, he always made a good impression. He was a little rough on the edges, but never fake. For somebody like him to have the same hobby as me, and for him to spend so much of his time on the island during the family conference with me, believe me, that trick will surprise you, says Battler. To me, who had no other friends my age, wasn't that weird to lose my head over a boy like that, yeah? I mean, I get it. With him around, I was able to forget the hardships of my everyday life, so I started daydreaming about spending more time at his side. I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna change from this OST just yet, from the best of OST just yet. We're gonna let it play like this, and then we're gonna change when we feel like you know, one of these other OSTs can fit better. Maybe we should play the chill, relaxing study mix. With him around, I was able to forget the hardships of my everyday life, so I started daydreaming about spending more time at his side. And I began to think that there was also a little favor directed at me as well. So she began to think that Batter also liked her back. Right. I think I'm okay with saying she at this point. At this point. Especially because Batter is directly referring to Shannon here more than anything. And Shannon is very clearly feminine as opposed to Kanon. So I feel like I'm okay there. Okay. Well, what I'm into, it might surprise you, but I'm not into the homely type. I like something rougher, Battler says. Even someone like Jessica, somebody to bash my heads in with would be nice. And it would be awesome if she was blonde and had big boobies. I remember this from the visual novel, yeah? From episode 7, I believe. Blonde and big boobies. That's porn. Okay, yeah. Makes sense. But wait, why does his dad even have pornography? Like, the frick? Like, Batter's been watching it, okay, but like, I don't know, man. I feel like if you're married and everything, and especially if you're a playboy like Rudolph, and you're married, I don't get why would you even have pornography? I don't know. Don't know, a lot of people. I mean, maybe Kitty doesn't, but don't a lot of relationships like consider that cheating too? I know a lot of people that consider that cheating technically in a sense, but some people don't care. I don't know. Hey, that ain't me, but. But I feel like especially in a relationship, surely. I mean, whatever. Um, but yeah, this is where Shannon originally gets the idea of Beato, right? Beato's blonde, has big boobies. That's like one of her traits. Um, okay. Anyway, the visual novel does not specify that he's thinking about this, but obviously the whole blonde and big boobies thing was said in the visual novel as well. Okay. So far, most information that we know. If you ever do quit your position as a servant, then you can come to my place. If that day comes, I will come for you on a white horse. Oh, Battler. Oh, okay, yeah. And that impact, him saying this impacted her a lot. You can clearly tell. That hit her big time. So Battler, Battler with one seed here. Does that mean that you'll become my prince on a white horse? That you'll come and carry me off this island? What would it be? What would it be wonderful to be able to live with you? I want to be your bride. If I'm with you, my dream will definitely come true. Right, so she gets married to Battler, and then she can have her dream of starting a family. That was her dream, right? And look at how happy she is because of that thought. She wants that to happen. Alright. And while I give my best to become the ideal woman you dream about, I will keep on waiting for you until you come to take me away. Forever. So this Battler at 12 years old, and then Yasuda at this point would be... isn't Yasuda, let's see, 1 year older than... Yeah, so she'd be 13. Yeah, she'd be 13 years old at this point, and he's 12. Yeah, he's 12, she's 13. Okay. We parted with a promise. Let's see. We parted with a promise to meet again 1 year later in the same spot. I have to be more frank, like my lead Jessica. Like this? Bah! Batter! I yanked Ben! No, I can't talk like that. It's too embarrassing. Ah. Secret tips to secret tips to boost your moves. And relax and pull. Make a cleavage. In a single year? You think they'll grow like that? Alright. I was waiting to test how much we felt for each other. Dang. She was passionate though. She put in a lot of effort here. Right? Trying to impersonate Jessica a little bit. Alright. But no matter how I waited, he did not return. Have you heard that Batter-sama was erased from the family register? Yeah, but with his father fooling around even while Asuma-sama was still alive, I would leave the family too. Well, Rudolph-sama's problem with infidelity goes way back. Wasn't Hamachi also with him one time? Who's Hamachi? He will come back, surely. Next year he will come back. Next year. And on to 1982, and then on to 1983, and Batter does not come back. Ah, Yasuda, sorry, do you have a pad with you? Ah, no, sorry, I haven't yet, so... Right, good point. She goes to the women's bathroom, right? But at this point in time... Yeah, because she has her whole genital situation. She has her whole genital injury from if she has a baby. But she still goes to the women's bathroom. Oh, okay. Does that mean... But yeah, Kanon hasn't been created yet. Kanon hasn't been created yet, so I'm wondering... So I'm wondering if she always went to the women's bathroom, at least before Kanon became a thing. Would she then go to the men's bathroom with Kanon's, like when she was Kanon? How did that work? Alright, let's just keep reading. Oh, I see, sorry. Cause yeah, she's asking for a pad, but she's saying here that she hasn't gotten her period yet. Core does not fit in the situation, holy crap. Yeah, so she hasn't gotten her first period yet, and this is 1983 we say? So 3 years older, she would have been 16 years old at this point, right? Yeah, 16 years old and still hasn't gotten her first period. But she's 16 years old physically, but she doesn't know that. She thinks that she's a 13-year-old, even though she's 16. But she thinks she's 13, right? Because they took 3 years of her life. They basically lied to her, took 3 years of her life. I believe it was to protect Kinzo's secret. I think so, right? Because yeah, she said that she was 16 years old, even though she was 19 in 1986. And if this is 1983, she would have been 16 years old, but then she would have thought in her head that she was 13. Did nobody else see anything weird about that? Surely you can differentiate between a 13-year-old and a 16-year-old, right? Could you not differentiate between a 13-year-old and a 16-year-old, or a 14-year-old and a 17-year-old? Could you really not differentiate? I guess 3 years is not that big of a difference. I guess. And I guess it is believable that she'd be... I guess, is it also believable to be 13 years old and not get your first period yet? Did she not think that something was off? I mean, how much is she educated about that? Even I'm not super educated about that. I guess 13 with no period could make sense. But I feel like by 16 though, definitely something's off, right? Surely. Sure, if you're 16 years old and still not going to your first period, surely something's off. But she doesn't know she's 16 though. She thinks she's 13. So it's like, okay. While I was waiting for his return, greeting, I was starting to feel uneasy about my own body as well. My first period. Wait, she has gotten a period. Wait, what? Even though everybody... Oh, wait, right. So she's confused, like, why haven't I gotten my period yet? Right, I was confused. Okay. Even though everybody else already had theirs. So she's confused, like, what the heck is going on with my body? Why am I not getting my period? And obviously, getting your first period is well, getting periods is important because like it's a sign that okay, I can get pregnant. But if she can't, then that's an issue because her dream is to start a family with Battler, right? So this is a problem, and she started to feel confused, like uneasy, right? And I guess then she went on to study. Oh, then she looked at like a male corpse and a female corpse. Oh, this probably should not be shown on YouTube. I don't know. But okay, she's looking at that and she's looking a bit confused. Like, what the heck is going on? Okay. I don't know if that previous panel could be shown on YouTube, but my fault, y'all. My fault. It's a drawing, okay? It's a drawing. It's educational. Let's go with that. All right. Do not do this to me, YouTube. Okay. If not, maybe one day I'll come back to this and censor it. I don't know. I can't do it. I'm not good at censoring stuff, but maybe I should have. Okay. So she's in the. Okay, she's in the. I can't speak. Women's locker room. Okay, bathroom. All right. Okay, now I can think we can zoom out. Whoa, what's going on with this? Whoa. Okay. Why is this page uneven? Okay. We're good. Sorry about that. Alright, okay, here she takes off her clothes. She's taking a shower. Why won't my breasts grow? Especially when he likes big breasted girls. Why am I the only one not getting her period? Is there something wrong with my body? So I wonder, especially considering that Yasser has a genital injury. Were they really born male? But I mean, because I mean, if they were born female, that's fine. Because if they have a genital injury, that makes sense why they're not getting a period, even if they're born female. But I have a question. I'm completely ignorant, so I'm probably gonna say something extremely stupid here. But can getting a genital injury affect your breast growth as a female? How does that work? I mean, I don't know. I genuinely don't know. Like, if you're male, then, for example, does getting a genital injury hinder testosterone production in some way? Like, could it hinder, I don't know, beard growth or something? Is that a thing? I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I've never really heard of cases like this. Obviously, they exist. It's a thing, but I don't know. I mean, if they're born male, then that explains that. But I don't really know. Anyway, moving on. I guess that in itself is not super important, but it's more just like biology and medicine, I guess. Not my field of study. And not exactly super important to Yasuda's character either, if you think about it. The important thing is that it's happening and that it's confusing. It's confusing Yasuda, so. Okay, back to the lamp. Alright, she's in her room. Aren't you still in middle school? When it comes to the tides of the moon, some people only experience it once they have entered high school, you know? You're right. I don't know. She might be right. I don't know. I don't know what the typical ages are. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I know what I'm talking about. With my magic, you can immediately get giant knockers if you want. They'll be plump and voluptuous like ripe fruits when Batter does return. But they also come with a set of problems that a young girl's heart should better go untroubled by. You're right, I think. Yes, just lay your fears to rest. I should do that, right? Beatrice-sama! Oh. He or she's looking at herself in the mirror. And she hates mirrors. She hates looking at herself. Yeah, she looked at the mirror. I hate mirrors for showing me how I truly look. Dang. Worst part is, like, she doesn't even look bad. But of course, the insecurity's there, right? Regardless. Because they steal my dreams from me. Yeah, that's pain. Because they steal my dreams from me, huh? Is that me? That boyish looking, flat-chested thing with a worn-out face? tossed away by the one she liked. Has no real friends or family to talk to. Just sits in her room melancholically, talking to herself, living by deceiving herself. How shabby is that? Okay, she's broken the glass, crying. Battler, Battler, why won't you come back to me? She says she looks boyish in the mirror, right? She says that she looks really boyish. Okay. Come and save me. Come and take me away from this island, from this fate. What did this promise really mean to you? Was I the only one getting my hopes up? Please! So is there nothing left to me but living alone and miserable? I want to die right now. And what if I forgot all of my past? And could just live a different life? A different... Alright, so this is where Kanon comes in. Life as a boy. My name is Kanon and I will be working here from today. I hope we can get along. Okay. So this is where Kanon comes in. From that point on, I started to appear as Kanon. If I could somehow find happiness living as a boy, then I could now start letting my life as Shonen fade out of existence, I thought. Of course, this wasn't something that I could just do suddenly, so my life meant alternating between Shonen and Kanon. Kurosawa and Genji played along, but just as a further extension of my game of make-believe. They helped me with secret agreements and managing the shift schedule. It's really something to have a boy as a servant. Shall we spend the break together? Okay, that's another servant there talking to Kanon. Food tastes worse if the company's bad. Ooh, roasted. Okay, Kanon. Doesn't talk much. He's pretty cold. Only insults if he opens his mouth. I'm sure that's what being a boy is like. Okay, that is her impression of the boy Kanon. Okay. Yes, he must appear as the complete opposite of Shannon. I only have to keep away from people as much as possible and speak as few as possible. Normally there are no more than 2 or 3 servants on duty on the island. As long as I have Kurosawa and the others help, it shouldn't be discovered if I do well. The strategy went better than expected. I pushed my daily discontent on Kanon, and my mischievous spirit and my feeling for that boy on the witch in me. So I became able to smile freely as long as I was me. There's Kinzo. Right, she drops some form of hot water. Ah, it's hot. No, hurry, I need ice, says Shannon. Shannon-chan, take off your socks, quick! Let's see, it looks burned. Is that the burn? Okay. Kinzo's looking. Oh! Wait a minute! How many toes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right! Oh, oh! Polydactyli! Oh no! So this is how Kinzo notices. Kinzo notices that Shannon is his daughter. Or yeah, Yasuda is his child. This is how Kinzo makes that notice. He will yell at me. Oh no. Yeah, his eye, you can tell this is when he realizes. Yep. So wait. Did Nodro cut off her toe? Her 6th toe when she was young? Or Genji or something? Was it medically taken off? Why? To hide it from Kinzo? So that Kinzo wouldn't make this realization? Why was it cut off? Why would they do that? He will yell at me. Master, we will have to borrow the bathroom. Yes. I'm sorry that you had to witness this unsightly display. I will quickly prepare a new soup. Genji, You didn't. Oh yeah, he realized. He realized. And Genji's there like, You realize I can't do anything about this. No. It's alright. Okay. So now Kinzo knows who Yasuda really is. And Genji now knows that Kinzo knows. Okay. Eh? Master, what is this? Okay, so yeah, now Kinzo starts interacting with Yasuda. Because now he knows who Yasuda is. I asked you if you wanted to try if you wanted to take a try at tuning as well. Okay. Yasuda. Ho 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 ho. Isn't that a treat, Kanon-chan? Even Eva-sama and her siblings are not allowed to touch these guns. Don't you want to at least give it a try? Yeah. Yes. Hehe. There is a real resemblance. Can it be that now a chance for redemption has finally come? The gods are truly fickle. Nah, Kinzo, you're an evil freak. This never needed to happen. Yasuda never needed to happen, bro. If you just weren't. But now I'm making it worse by saying that. Oh. Oh, Kinzo, Kinzo, you are not a good person, man. You are not a good person. Wow. And that's saying it mildly. Thinking back, this was probably the most happiness I ever experienced. She's playing with Kanon. Yeah, because it was said that Jessica and Kanon were good friends. My friendship with my lady also deepened. Yeah, they did say we were pretty close. 19! AB. Okay. And Maria, of course. Maria's a big part of this. I also very easily became friends with Maria-sama. Haha! Together we expanded our world and played in it. This is how we wove the fabric of our world. Yeah, these are all the magic peeps. Beato as well. Sakutaro. And I found a new love. George, there he comes into the picture. But I'm a battler. At first it was a way to finally forget about that boy. So I felt guilty if I had maybe chosen him as a replacement. But the time with him was so gentle. I was so happy for someone like me being treated like a girl. And more than that, his idea of a family that he told me about one day matched with mine. And more and more I got charmed by him. I may not be gifted with big breasts, but even if it takes a while, I can still get children. And so I set out to build my future with George-sama. Even though there was not supposed to be a happy future in store for me. Man. November 29th, 1984. Is this when she finds the gold? Is this when she finds the gold? Is this the day? November 29th, 1984, okay. After I got a hint from Genji-san, my passion grabbed me and I decided to challenge the epitaph. I set out to solve it, being sure that a mystery fanatic like myself, would be able to do so. I went about it completely oblivious to what solving the epitaph truly meant to bring about. Quadrillion. And Genji gave her a hint, right? Bro, how did all the family members fail for decades and Yasuda comes in like a Chad and solves it right away? Like, let's go Yasuda, you got a big brain in there. And Yasuda was always interested in mysteries and stuff. Yeah, Yasuda has a big brain. Can give her that. And in the end, she solved it right. It was nothing but me prying open the Pandora's box. That was my fate. There she is. She found the 10 tons of gold. And she became hella rich. But she didn't care about that. She doesn't care about wealth. That's never what she cared about. Okay, they dressed her up as Beato. And here comes Kinzo. Oh, forgive me, Beatrice. Leon. Oh, right, because that was supposed to be Yasuda's name, Leon. Just once. Call me father. Just once. And I remember someone mentioning how even after all Kinzo put Yasuda through, even though this is all Kinzo's fault, he still selfishly wants her to call him father just once. And she goes with it. Father? My true name is Ishiromiya Leon. I've not a silver of regret left in my life now. And yeah, he dies right after. So he dies in November 29th, 1984. So he doesn't even appear in 1985's family conference, but we knew that. We knew that. 1984 Family Conference is the last one Kinzo ever attended. He died after this. He died after she called him father. So rip Kinzo. Bro got off lucky, honestly. After all the things he did in his life, bro got lucky. Like, to die like that, you know? I know a lot of people would have wanted him to die a much more gruesome death, but you know. Yeah, okay. It was a peaceful death, meeting you in his final moments. He gained his chance for redemption in the end. He must be satisfied now, says Nanjo. You are now the ruler of Rokkenjima, and you possess the right to know all of its secrets. Please ask us anything, whatever it may be. You knew all the time that I was the master's child, didn't you? And also that my mother was Beatrice. Wait, she says. My father was Ishiyama Kinzo. My mother was the Beatrice who had been held captive in Kivadorian. Correct. My mother was actually Kinzo's daughter and also my elder sister. Correct. That sentence is crazy. That sentence is crazy. My mother is my dad's daughter, which also makes her my older sister. That sentence is insane. That sentence should not exist, but it does, and I hate it. I hate it, but it's true. What does that mean? I don't understand. Do you want to say the master deeply regretted pushing all the misguided love the deceased Beatrice-sama on her, and also that he made you shoulder such a gruesome fate by being born out of that. That is why. This OST does not fit. Should we just play this color instead? Let's just play this color instead, I guess, because now we're in pity. Alright. And also that he... Was it not playing? There it is. And also that he made you shoulder such a gruesome fate by being born out of that. That is why... Wait a second. So I am the youngest child of Ishiyama Kinzo? Wait a second. Crossum and the others are my siblings? Yeah, good point. Cross, Rosa, Eva, Rudolph, they are her siblings. Half siblings, but still her siblings. That is insane to think about. Holy crap. Which also makes George... Oh... George is technically her nephew. Battery is her nephew. Jessica's her niece. Half niece, half nephew, but still a big deal. The child of the child he had with his lover, yeah. So my lady and the others are my cousins, yeah. Also, yeah, and they're also her cousins, and also my nieces and nephews. Yep. Both of those things are true. Marrying a blood relative of third degree is illegal. The blood of Ishima Kinzo runs thick in my veins. Correct. In other words, I was never supposed to be... No, wait, this song is called Thanks for Being Born. Wait a minute. Okay, now let's go back to this color. Never mind. I was gonna change songs to Thanks for Being Born, but that wouldn't fit here. In other words, I was never supposed to be born. Wait a second. After your mother died on you, look at how, like, they're grayed out here. Like, not just grayed out there. After your mother died on you, Kinzo's son planned on introducing you to the main house as an adopted child. But Natsu, who was suffering from a severe neurosis for not being able to give birth herself at the time, look at Nanjo's mouth here. Like, this is how she sees Nanjo right here. Made the servant carrying you go off by a cliff. Yeah, my ears won't stop ringing. Look at her eyes, man. Please don't tell me any more of this. Nothing good can come from this. But still, you were exceedingly lucky. Lucky, they say. I myself thought that it was nothing less than a miracle. A miracle, he says. You suffered a large laceration on your lower abdomen and genital region, but like through a miracle you survived. Dr. Nanjo really tried everything he could to save you. Why won't I get my period? Oh my goodness, man. We were unable to save your dead mother, and for that we wanted at least you to live. A flat, boyish body. Even if it were a body that cannot make children. And then that was her entire dream, was to have children. But because of the injury, she can't. Okay. We wanted you to live and become happy. Bro. Bro. She cannot take all this information in, man. This is terrible news. A lie. It's a lie. This has to be a lie. I am Yasuda Sayo, an orphan. I am not that Leon you talk about. You have the wrong person. It's not me. It can't be me. Leon? No, you are Leon-sama. Can you prove that? Do you have proof that I am Leon? Yes. That's the sad part, is that they do have proof that you're Leon. On your foot is a scar left from the operation to treat your polydactyli. That alone is proof that within you flows the very blood of the master. We were careless in our care, I suppose, and the operation left a scar. That is why. No. Why didn't you let me die back then? Oh my god, man. I would have never wanted to live in such a body. A body like this that can't even make love. I'm not even human. I'm a piece of furniture. I want a family. It's a lie that I can't have children. It's a lie that I am a bastard. It's a lie that I'm related to you. It's a lie that I can't become happy with the person I love. But it's not even playing at full volume, bro. Full volume, bro. Gotta make sure I did it for these two as well. Good. Alright. Surely from the very moment that I was born, I was never given a chance for a happy life. That's the end of the first chapter of Confession, y'all. This is not gonna get any better, is it? It's not gonna get any better. Let's go to the next chapter then. Okay. Confession of the Golden Witch 2. Alright, here we go. And there she sits in the throne room, you can call it. The chamber where all the gold is. In the big bed. I think this color fits here. I think this color is good OST. I think Thanks for Being Born can be played as well, but I don't really know the timing. Alright. Confession of the Golden Witch 2. Like, someone would see this, right? And would think she has everything she could ever want, right? I mean, she'd be wealthy, right? She owns the whole family. And she has servants. She has an whole island. She has a mansion. But look at that. All of those things. And despite that, she doesn't care about any of that. She never cared about wealth. She never cared about having servants or getting like. Her dream was to have a family, man. Legit, man. It's like just because she has all this stuff, all this materialistic stuff, that doesn't make her happy, man. Like, I am much more poor than she is. Oh yeah, I'm broke right now, by the way. I'm not even joking. I have less than $1,000 in my bank account. I'm not even joking. I've got like less than 700. I'm not even joking. I'm broke. I am hella broke. I'm not even joking. I'm barely. Well, I wouldn't say I'm barely getting by, but I'm getting by. But I'm hella broke, right? Of course, I can get by. I can afford rent. I can just about afford food and stuff like that. I'm still a university student, so I'm still studying. But I cannot afford to buy the things, any materialistic things that I want. Thankfully, I don't really care about materialistic things that much, so there's nothing materialistic that I want. But I'm hella broke. So what's my point getting at here? Now, of course, I'm still wealthier and doing better than the average human being, despite being really broke. I'm still getting to eat every day. I'm still going to drink every day. So of course, I'm still doing better than the average person. But what I mean by this is, I'm still nowhere near as wealthy as Yasuda is, right? I don't have 10 tons of gold. I don't have a mansion. I don't have an island. I don't have servants. I don't have control of all this stuff. But yet, I never had to go through anywhere near all the suffering that Yasuya has to go through, right? I never had to go through any of this, right? So it's like, and I'm sure a lot of you have had it better than Sayo as well. Maybe you haven't. I'm not gonna assume anything about your lives, but yeah, she's had a rough life, right? She's had a very, very, very rough life, and yeah, sure, she's like extremely rich now, but it's like, what's the point of being rich if you're I mean, if you've been what she's been through, it's like you'd rather be poor, right? Like, wealth isn't gonna fix any of her problems. She still has a family. Oh, but guess what? She's related to the people she wanted to have a family with, so it's like, I mean, let's keep reading, man. Here comes Beato. A human seen as a witch will never gain happiness. Didn't you even know that, Furniture? Your tears are perceived to me. This pain of love is the most delicate horse door. I don't know how to pronounce that. Here comes Kanon. Begone, witch! Don't even come near my sister. Nesan, we are and will be furniture. There cannot be love between people and furniture. You have to tell this to George-sama as well. You must not get any closer to people than you already are. To furniture, there is only one way to properly live as furniture. Kanon-kun, but I am... Work. It's time to work. And right, despite all of this, Yasuda still chose to go back to working as a servant. She still chose to want to live the servant life. One is the resurrection of all the souls of the dead. Right, this is to open the door. One is the resurrection of even the loved ones lost. Put the witch to eternal rest, nothing like that happens. Now it's just about returning the mechanism to its original shape so that the gold stays hidden. So, you get 4 treasures, right? What a joke. I lost everything in exchange for that gold. Honestly, she would have been way better off never getting the gold. She would have been way better off not finding anything. I mean... Man. It's hard to say how she would have been better off with anything. I don't know, it's hard to say, man. I spent my days like before, without ever any change. The fact that I solved the epitaph and succeeded the headship, even the circumstances of my own birth, I told to nobody. Even Genji-san and the others ordered me around in the same harsh tone as before. I was afraid of laying it out in the open. If I spoke it out loud, it would come rushing in with so much more actuality, how miserable I am. And the feeling of guilt for not revealing it to the person I held fond feelings for clung on to me all the time. No matter how much gold there was, there were no means for me to be saved from my cursed fate. The only thing left was to push it all deeper and deeper into my heart. Like, with all the gold she has, you could argue maybe she could get therapy. Obviously she can afford therapy. But at this point, man, with therapy for what she's been through since, I mean, she needs help. She obviously needs help. I mean, Genji and the rest should I mean, I think if I was Genji, I'd recognize, yo, this poor human being needs help. Like, he's clearly not okay. Like, the only thing left was to push it all deeper and deeper into my heart. The death of the master was if the witch within me had cast her magic. Through a secret agreement, it all became concealed. Right, so Cross and Nazi made this agreement. Yep. Cross someone took on exorbitant loans. That is why they had to push the question of the inheritance further away, they said. What an arrogant woman! I'm guessing this is Shannon talking about Natsu, or Sayo talking about Natsu, I mean. She talks of protecting honor, but the only thing she cares about is her own appearance. That's come. They were all too ready to deny our honorable head of a proper funeral. Days kept by without change. It's just a reward for Kinzo, who held me prisoner as well. And Natsu, she made you fall off that cliff. She did do that. My world was turned into a negative image of itself on that day. Is that her holding onto her... Yeah, that's her holding onto her lower abdomen. Okay. Shannon, isn't the stench coming from G-Sama's study lately the worst? Oh wow, see, Jessica can smell the stench. Because obviously that's Kinzo, right? Because Kinzo was just straight up laid to rest in the study. And that's where the stench must have come from. Oh, I'm dumb. I've read the entirety of Minako, and I've been reading the episode 8 manga. And only now clocked that the stench coming from Kinzo's room is his corpse, is from his dead corpse. I'm a friggin' idiot. Holy crap, I'm dumb. Wow, I am stupid. Wow. I was like, yes, stench? Obviously, because he's cooking something up, right? Witchcraft, yeah! No, yeah, that's the stench of his dead body that's been rotting in there for years at this point, or only a year at this point, a couple months, I guess, but still. That's crazy. And they just left his corpse there, hiding it. That's wild. Honestly, what is he researching there? Lately, the master is putting all his efforts into this, and since he has a lot of very bad days, I think it is better if you don't go to study anymore, my lady. This is what Shannon is saying. I will have to discuss the inspection of the freezer and an increase of preservatives with Genji-san, right? Preservatives. Yes, let us propose the acquisition of a new freezer to Madame. Right, a new freezer so that they can put his corpse in, because they want to preserve his body. Cool, because the study's making a stench. Genji-san. And of course, they hid all this from Jessica as well. That's insane. I don't know, wild, by the way. Like, her grandfather is dead, and she didn't know that her grandfather was dead. And in his study, his corpse in his study. Wild. Genji-san. In the underground. Where did all these skeletons come from? Oh. Once, Rokijima had been a base for the Japanese army. I heard there was a mass killing between the Japanese soldiers and the people who came on the Italian submarine that had also brought the first Beatrice-sama here. The bones, they are all gathered in one room. Oh. Okay, they were piled up, cluttered, unorganized. Those skeletons wearing Italian and Japanese uniforms, all thrown on a heap, as if dumped on a garbage pile. So did someone dump them there? After they all died? Why did the master leave his comrades like this, without even a proper burial? Why did he build his mansion on this island, as if to hide them all? The master, he killed them all, didn't he? Oh! To monopolize Beatrice-sama and the gold. Oh! So you're saying he did it on purpose? You're saying the way it happened in the visual novel was embellishment? You're saying that Kinzo purposely killed everyone, both the Italians and his own comrades, quote unquote, his own Japanese comrades and Italians, because he wanted the gold and Beato all for himself. Because he fell in love with her, and obviously the money is good, right? 10 tons of gold, you take that. You're saying Kinzo did all that to monopolize it? Okay. That just makes Kinzo an even worse person than he already is, if this is true. Dang, though. That just makes Kinzo an even more horrible person than he already is. That's wild. Maybe he carried them here after killing them. Or... she makes that scary face. In this body flows this dirty blood. It was at that point when... Tell me already, what is there between you and George Nissan? Between? You seemed to hit it off quite well the last time he was on the island. Did you go on a date? Are you two going steady? That's Jessica asking about their relationship. No, going steady would be, you just helped me with some shopping and it wasn't really a date. Shut up, it was a date, I tell you. And now you keep saying you're not going steady? He's your boyfriend and you're his girlfriend. I don't know about being a girlfriend. Really? So you didn't try to get ahead first? We promised we would get boyfriends at the same time. My lady. Right, so they promised to get a boyfriend at the same time. But Shannon is already, well, seems like she's already starting up a relationship with George. Okay, Jessica goes back to lying on her bed. She's rolling around on her bed, okay. Hey, Shannon. Yes? I'm on the servants. There's this boy called Kanon, am I right? Are you close? Eh? Kanon, does he have a girlfriend or something? Oh, nah. Oh, wow. Wild. Wild, wild, wild. Look at her face. I was getting dizzy. My lady, have you ever talked to Kanon? Just a little bit, but he doesn't seem like he wants to talk to me. I was getting dizzy of joy for being approached with such favor. For Kanon was this lump of all the ugliness inside of me. For him who was the opportunity for a life as a boy. For him to have somebody approach him with such favor. He always seems so lonely, looking into the distance, so I wondered. When I say wondered, I don't mean like liking him. But you know, if I speak to him more, maybe I can cheer him up a little. Look at her face, man. It felt almost as if he had been allowed to live. At the same time, I was shuddering in disgust. Towards the genes of Yoshiromiya, deep within myself. I did not think that Kanon-kun has a girlfriend. Really? Well, no. He always keeps himself shut off. But I think he would feel joy at being talked to by my lady. Towards the blood of Kinzo flowing within me, feeling joy because of this favor. That is wild. Cause she's saying this, and she knows Jessica is both her cousin and her niece. And if she's still saying this, like, yeah, and oh man, okay. The only people who make me feel needed are my blood relatives. She's crying again. There's Beato as well. The only thing changing on were days and months, while I kept silent, and the feelings of those two only deepened more. Jessica and Kanon, listen to this if you feel down. It's a mixtape with my recommendations. Listen to it if you like. Jessica gave that to Kanon. I get to know so many new emotions just by being with you. You make a gentle wind breeze through my heart. Shannon, I am so happy to have met you. For someone like me, who is living by denying themselves. Thank you for... It's time for you. It's time for you. No, it's time for... Let's read this again. Wrong soundtrack, y'all. Discolor, get out of here. Listen to it if you like. I get to know so many new emotions with you, just being with you. Make a gentle wind breeze through my heart. Shannon, I am so happy to have met you. For someone like me, who is living by denying themselves. Thank you for being born. That's right. That is indeed the OST we are listening to right now. That's technically thanks for being born, but same thing, come on y'all. The raw feeling of being loved, or it being alright to live, was more bliss than I ever knew. Will anybody be able to understand that? What? I wasn't planning to make you cry. And that was what swayed my resolve of having to bear the truth to them. That is why I felt a little relieved when he was talking about staying a night on our trip. I was so sure that on an occasion like this, even a weakling like me would be able to overcome her fear. I cast all my wishes on this silver of hope that if George Summer truly loved me, he would accept me even if he learned the truth. But my resolve was in vain. That chance did not come about, and George Summer suddenly brought up talks of getting engaged. What? Separate rooms? My lady? What's going on? What should I do? I can't trick him any longer. I have to tell George Summer the truth as fast as possible. George Summer would surely be able to accept me. Aren't those sweet words, furniture? Love means lust and can only be measured by two bodies lying together. George will despair as soon as he knows about your birth and your body, says Beato. Why are you pretending to be right for George when you can't even fulfill his dream? You are sinful just for imagining yourself and him together. A good life, surrounded by all our children and grandchildren. I want a future like that with you. But George Summer, he is sincere. Our love it will not be destroyed by something like that. Quit jabbering that nonsense. It is because George is sincere. He'll put out all his love for someone like you who kept lying to him, exploiting him with a fruitless love. There are countless replacements for you. There is no need for him to choose you. But I wanted to be loved by somebody, and I wanted to love somebody. It just accidentally happened to be George Summer. Is it a sin to even consider going through with my love for George Summer? Is it a sin? So you want to be with the son of your siblings? That's wild. I have to congratulate you for following the same path as Kinzo, whoa, while also hitting his deed the most. Wow. What will you do then? Will you be with George, hiding the knowledge that the future will only hold despair in store? Nobody would ever allow for a person who doesn't even know their lineage to become the spouse of the heir of a company. Of course, if your lineage became known, then you might just have to force George into a life in the shadows with you. And somebody without even a complete soul doesn't have the right for loving George anyway. Because forcing George into life in the shadows with you, that isn't so different from what Kinzo's doing. Although Beato did mention this, following the same path as Kinzo, hitting him his deed the most. Beato mentioned this directly earlier. Because I love my lady. It was so painful having to refuse her on that day. Kanon-kun, please tell me your real name. Kanon-kun, it was so painful having to hurt my lady like that. It was especially harsh because it was like denying myself. Because I do like her. My lady shines like the sun, and she makes even someone like me shine. When I'm with her, I feel like I don't have to keep living like this anymore. Ne-san, you know that even if you get refused by George Summer, there will still be Lady Jessica, right? My Lady Jessica is not a replacement for George Summer. Because I want to have love. Jessica? That carefree girl who doesn't even know the true form of this family? Then why don't you step forth and reveal yourself, Golden Witch? With your gold and all the problems of the household should be solved in no time. My, it is not that easy of a story. If I reveal my existence to them, those greedy hounds will show their true colors and start to fight. And the only thing remaining for you and Shannon will be ruin. Stop it already! It was the cursed blood of the Shiromiya that drove you to this point. And you're nothing but that. Whatever you may choose, there is no running from the pain. To Shannon, Beato and Kanon. Choosing whatever I choose, this pain clings to me. I have been driven to the far end of the wall. I have to decide until the day when George-sama will give me that ring during the family conference, and that day will mark the border when my life will truly change without fail. Are these letters? I have to tell George-sama everything. George-sama will surely accept me, and then I will leave the island that cast away the me that is Kanon and the me that is Beato. I will live as Sayo, the life that I am longing for as Sayo. But I will not be able to give George-sama the bliss of being surrounded by people. Guessing she means children? She can't have children with him? Still, my wish isn't great, so... If we share true love, then we can surely be happy. Don't come any closer. You make me want to puke. You've been deceiving me all this time, haven't you? Did you think... Look at her tears. Did you think somebody like you could honestly marry me? You are disgusting. Don't ever show up in front of me again. That was a dream? Not a mirror. Don't look at the mirror. You know that's your worst enemy. Ugh. Having never experienced being accepted for who I truly am, it was exceedingly difficult to imagine and believe in a happy future. No, George-sama isn't like that. He isn't like that. If I could just go eternally without telling him the truth, then I could be happy. Then I could be happy with him eternally. Yet, George-sama, you will accept me, right? I will believe in you. So please. While being haunted by nightmares, that day kept closing in day by day. That's all for the fine details, says Natsu. So from here on... Shalom! Are you even listening? I'm sorry, madame. I gave you the task to clean the hall. The family conference is soon, so keep yourself together. I already told you all, but... For the first time in 6 years, Battler will be attending again at this family conference. Yeah, it's Nazi reading the information over to Shannon. Let us prepare with all our powers so that no embarrassments occur on that day. And Shannon now has to hear Battler's name again, because he's coming back, yeah. And here she's cleaning the hall, including the statue of Beato. And up and cleaning she goes. There she's cleaning. Is it true that Battler-san is coming back? Oh, that's her as a child? Battler-san is coming home. He really didn't forget his promise. He's coming home. He's coming to take me with him. He finally appeared during my time of greatest hardship and will save me from this hell called fate. This time I will finally become Battler-san's bride. And look at Beato behind her. I love Battler-san the most than everybody else in the world. Please go away. I thought I had separated myself from you, my emotional first love. There is no way that Battler-san is coming to take me with him now. Somebody who didn't even manage to send a letter. He probably doesn't even remember a childish promise like that. Right, because Battler never sent her a letter. You doubt our beloved Battler-san? My current self is only thinking of George-sama. Liar. I can hear us howling in pain. Whoa! The way the tears are like blood? Dang, man. The blood tears. Let's stop being strong. Aren't you the one who feels the most joy for having expected Battler's return home more than anyone else? It comes just right. Why not make it an insurance for when George has broken up with you? Or why not change to Battler right now? Oh, that's right. No matter who you choose, you have that filthy body that doesn't allow you to connect with anyone. I have been a squirming, stupid spider caught in its own web. I was just running around, confused, trying to escape my fate. But I keep stumbling all too soon and end up crying again and again. Even you will probably find a partner that's just right for someone like you. That's what Ella told her. I just want to say one thing, Beatrice. Forgive me. Your mother, she was... I cursed fate. I cursed the world. It was at a time when I was tied hand and foot to an inescapable fate that kept choking me. When I noticed that, I had spun that thread by my own devices. Beato, you will take me to the Golden Land, right? There, Mama and me and Sakutaro and everyone will be happy. Maybe if I had stood up and chosen a life for myself a bit faster, without desperately running from fate, things might have ended without this day ever occurring. But by now, I had not even the power left to put up an honest struggle. I don't want this anymore. Make it stop. I want to be happy. I don't want to live in a body like this. If I could just make it all never happen. Somehow. If I could just be smiling with the people I love. In a world without ties or bonds. Somehow. But I can't. Because I have this body. I can't go anywhere. I can't become happy. What's going on in this panel? I'm not sure. If I was only freed and could be connected to all of them, from this lump of flesh tied down by obligation, by our souls. Is that supposed to be like one of her like golden butterflies? It doesn't look like a butterfly, it's a spider web because she was talking about a spider earlier. Oh, what's going on here? Rain? But it is so easy, for I am now Beatrice, the Witch of Rokkenjima. I will return this island, no open flames, explosive storage, to the Golden Land. So this when she started up the murder plan, right? The massacre. Alright. She's gotten part of the bomb. I have that power. You do have that power. She still has these bombs. She's gonna test these bombs, and then she's gonna set up her plan to massacre everyone in the island. Okay. Is there more to it than that? You planned to commit suicide with this whole island in a case of emergency, didn't you? Now, to see if it can still be used. She tested it on the shrine, just like we theorized. Okay. Kaboom! It clearly works. And there she is riding the boat. Okay, the little speedboat. She's looking at the explosion. I'll carry it all out on the day of the family conference. Okay. So this is when she started making the massacre plan. Okay. That's the second chapter done. Alright. Third chapter. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Look at this cover. Confession of the Golden Witch, Part 3. This is the third and last part, right? Okay. Okay. I shall return Rokkenjima and the whole household of Ushirome to the Golden Land. For that is the curse of Beatrice, the Witch of Gold, who enthralls this household. Dr. Nanjo, Kimosawa-san, I have a favor to ask of you as the family head. I want you to do exactly as I say during the family conference this year. I'll give you as many ingots as you want for it. We'll do whatever is in our powers when it comes to you. You don't need any money for that. We want to repay the compassion you had for us with any chance of making you happy. So from the very beginning, Nanjo, Kumasawa, and Genji were her accomplices from the very beginning. This entire time. Any episode possible. Genuinely, any episode possible. All the servants, plus Nanjo, are accomplices. Excluding Gora. Gora is the only exception. I don't think he was in on this. Everyone else, clear accomplices. Kumasawa, Nanjo, Genji, they were all in on it this entire time. A murder mystery game? Of course we'll play along. Oh, so this at first thought it was a game. They at first didn't think she was being serious, like very serious. Like, okay, yeah. Wow. But then they were still being like they still went with it during the game. Like they were still accomplices even after murders actually happened. But maybe I guess Nanjo Kumasawa thought that when people were dying, they thought it was all a game. They thought it was fake blood. They probably thought something along those lines, right? And that's why they continue playing along. Genji was always gonna fully play along. Nanjo and Kumasawa were always gonna be a bit more hesitant in cases. But Genji, even if people actually died, he would follow Yasuda to her death. Like he would. That's the kind of person Genji is. Genji-san, you're my loyal furniture, are you not? Yes. You'll grant me whatever I ordered you to do, right? As family head, I can do with this island and the household as I please, right? Yes, says Genji. Even if I were to say I wanted to commit suicide together with this whole household? Look at his face, bro. Like imagine you're Genji and you're hearing this, man. Even if I were to say I wanted to commit suicide together with this whole household. You look at his face and you look at her face, like she looks so dead inside, man. She looks so dead inside, like she's given up on everything, man. I'll never have wanted to live in this body that can't even love. And Genji realizes, like, okay, like, Genji knows how rough she has it. It's a tough decision for him, but yes, he says yes, I'll go through with it. For I too am to blame for driving you into this corner, my mistress. I shall serve you until the very end. So Genji is like completely compliant. Like he's like, if you're going to commit suicide together with everyone in the house, you're gonna blow everyone up. You're gonna blow the entire island. I'm gonna die. You're gonna die. All the family members we're all gonna die. And Genji, small hesitation, but he still says yes. I'm gonna go through with it because at the end of the day, like he says, he is to blame. He is to blame, at least partly, for what's going on with Yasuda right now, right? Genji is partly at fault here. Like he is, like whatever. Like kids obviously is the biggest offender, but Genji is still at fault here, right? Genji could have acted differently. Genji still made choices in his life, and things ended up this way. This never needed to happen like this. So Genji decides to do this. What an interesting character Genji is, honestly. Like, I get it. There's not much quote-unquote personality to him. You can say that. There's not much personality to him. But like, you really gotta deep it. What kind of person you are. Like, imagine you're Genji right now, and you know, your master's granddaughter, your master's daughter's daughter. Oh my goodness. She comes, she's lived a completely miserable life, right? Driven to a state of wanting to commit suicide, right? And she asks you, like, yo, you good if I were to blow everyone up and commit suicide along with everyone, you included? And if you're Genji, for you to say, yes, I'm with you. It's my fault for turning you like this. I'm with you, right? I don't know if, I don't think I'd be able to do this if I was Genji, right? I'm gonna go there like, I don't know what I would do. Would I say, hey, Sayo, let's try therapy. Let's try something. Let's try talking to the family. Right? Nah, Genji is completely like, I'll listen to everything you say. Yes. Because they, Sai could have tried talking to the family. She could have tried talking, like, before choosing to do this, right? Because, I mean, she knows Batter's going back. But, I mean, obviously, she wasn't gonna do that, but she could have. I mean, even earlier she debated it, right? Talking about it with George and everyone else. And I'm sure things might have been different if she had done that. Who knows how the murders actually happened? But Genji went through with this. Genji's like, all right, like, okay. Thank you, she says. Because with Kumasawa and Nanjo, right? She only talked about it as if it was a game, right? So Kumasawa and Nanjo were like, oh yeah, a game? Yeah, sure, we're with. But with Genji, she was completely honest, right? She didn't mask it as a sort of murder mystery game. She was like, no, straight up, Genji, I'm gonna kill everyone in sound, including myself. Like, everyone who's going to die. And Genji's like, alright, bet. And she says, thank you. So the time comes. Rule X, the accomplice is different every time. The adults are all in financial trouble. It is easy to bribe them. Rule Y, lies... Wait, what? Okay. Rule Y, lies agreed on by everyone can be depicted as actually happening. In a locked room situation, anything goes. People who observe the golden butterflies are either accomplices or dead. Oh! Oh, I didn't know that. Oh man. Okay, I gotta reread the visual novel with that information. Okay. Oh yeah, there are so many people who have observed butterflies throughout the visual novel. And now we know that they're either accomplices or dead. Okay, but now that we know this, that completely changes the visual novel. Okay. Those who were not bribed can only see the golden butterflies in the time space of 30 minutes before their death. So yeah, basically they're either accomplices or dead. Okay. From that point onwards, I began to write down plans for a crime as if I had gone mad. And she's writing to question which future might be the best and what circumstances might satisfy me. I wrote these tales of endless October 4th to 5th embellished with this illusion of magic. To me, being used to playing around with illusions, this was no mere plan for a crime, but also the idea of parallel worlds on this day of the crime. So it really is like a cat box. Like, all these parallel worlds could come true in these message bubbles. All of them could have come true. Obviously, the magic and stuff going on, but still, you get what I mean. Die, she says, as if my soul was released from my body and I was able to experience all of these worlds. Die, 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 die! Die, 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 she continues. I started to find a sinister delight in the act of endlessly killing all of the family. Die! Sacrifice and die again. Ishiro Kinzo, with his accursed blood and all his sins, he is the root of all the chain of misfortune. Die, die! To think that you should have the right to rest in peace. Die! Shouldn't it satisfy you to serve a role for Beatrice even in death? Die! All of those who continued the chain of misfortune Kinzo began should die as well. Cross, who is connected to his siblings by a chain of hatred and violence. Die! Die! And Nazi, who derailed my destiny. Eva and Hideyoshi, who stands in the way of my and George's son's future. Die! Rudolph and Kirie, who gave reason for Batterson not to return. Die! 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 And Rosa, who abused Maria-sama. Die! Genji, Kumasawa, and Nanjo, who indirectly created the situation by serving as accomplices to Kinzo. Die! Die! And Gora, who tried to get personal gain out of striking a deal with Nazi. All of them. All of them. It would be better for all the people connected to the House of Yoshiruma to cease existing. Let's see. Gora fired from his previous position at XXX hotel because of a sexual affair. Is that true? Is that what really happened? I knew he was fired or something happened with some previous hotel he was working with. I did not know it was because of some sort of sexual affair. Okay, that's the information. I don't think that was ever real in the visual novel. The visual novel was kept kind of vague. Okay. has been brought out by the majority, has been involved in fraudulent business, has been found guilty of breaching contract agreements with an American company, intervened into the child protection state system, members of a welfare institution, I'm guessing, welfare institution, seem to have proposed to put money into a shelter system. So these are all different families, like, okay. Cross conceals his use of Kinzo's fortune and Kinzo's death. His real estate investments have all failed. So she's written down like sticky notes about information of all the family members and all the wrong things they've done, right? From the start, I knew it would only be a matter of time until they who had made a living by tricking and oppressing others, would go bankrupt. If one family was to make a mistake, then all the past and all the sins of the other people would start to be revealed as wait, what? If one family was to make a mistake, then all of the past and all the sins of the other people would start to be revealed as well, and in the end they would all fall into ruin. I didn't fully, that was a long sentence, but I didn't fully get what I was saying, but okay, moving on. Even if they were to overcome the family conflicts of 1986, there would be no happy future in store for them. That is the destiny, the karmic justice for this household born from Kinzo's sins and cursed gold. So Kinzo maliciously, intentionally killed everyone that during World War II and stole the gold all for himself. Because no leaves and branches will prosper from such rotten roots. So come and die together with me. Then nobody will have to suffer anymore, she says. The scenario is a ritual murder committed by which, with the gold ingots. The plan behind the scenes was my family's suicide, and the cash card that was charged with money from converting some of the gold in the fitting key code 07 15 11 29. So that's, what was this code again? Batter's birthday was the 15th of July. What was 11/29 again? 20th of November. That was the day she found out. She solved the riddle of the epitaph. 29th of November 1984. She solved the riddle, and then the 15th of July is Battler's birthday. Now, these dates are, of course, it's supposed to be read in Japanese. That's why the day comes first, and the month comes first, then the day, because that's how it is in. Wait a minute. Isn't? Yeah, that's why. Because in Japanese it's year, month, day, as opposed to day, month, year, which is fine by me actually. Year, month, day. I prefer that to month, day, year, like they have in the United States. I prefer year, month, day, which that might be the best one actually. Year, month, day, or is the best one, and then day, month, year. Month, day, year is the worst. I don't like that system, but year, month, day might be the best one. Either way, let's move on. I will try to win the adults over to my side. So were the adults really that willing to be accomplices? Were they really that easy to bribe? I feel like it would be a little bit easy to bribe all the adults, wouldn't it? Cross and Nazi have many weaknesses. It should be easy to turn them into my pawns. Really? Still, it would be better to hide my true identity when showing them the gold, and threaten them with unveiling the conspiracy to hide Kinzo's death, their embezzlement, or threaten to kill Jessica. Threaten to kill Jessica? Okay. Their embezzlement as well. Okay. But Nazi's not very intelligent. Nazi catches a stray. Nazi's not very intelligent. That's wild. And she's fast to anger. She is fast to anger. I'll give her that. But not very intelligent. That's a little bit. That's rude. It might be true. I don't know. But I didn't say that. She's fast to anger. That's just true. Yeah. She becomes really angry really quickly. It's a lot of small things can make her angry. Cross tells her to calm down all the time. So there's probably not much merit to making her an accomplice. There will be more gain just watching her in terror, not knowing what is happening. More gain? For Evan Hideyoshi, it will probably be just as worthwhile to use George as my trump card. Eva's actions are simple to predict. She she's soft towards her next of kin, but quick to leave those outside of her immediate family behind. She would be the perfect pawn in my game. If I can bribe Rudolph and Kitty alongside Eva, I could probably employ them as active murderers. A clear downside is that Kitty is fast without people. And Kitty is also very intelligent. Do not underestimate Kitty's intelligence. You can insult Nazi if you want for her not being intelligent, but Kitty is certainly a very intelligent person. If I'm unable to make them into my pawns early, I should dispose of them as fast as possible. Okay. I doubt whether Rosa would be open to discussion based on Maria's life, but she will. Okay, wow, wild. But she should be open to the promise of gold. A petty villain like Gora should be easily bribed and made into a valuable member involved in the secret agreement. The one with the most value as a pawn is Maria. Right, because Maria has her whole magic thing going on. Yes, and Maria was used extensively in all the games. Maria was a fantastic pawn. Because she's like, she'll go with anything Beato says. She'll deliver the letters, she'd do anything. And she'd like, oh my goodness, yeah. Maria's broken in this case. Like, she was giving me so much trouble for the visual novel. She was like a big reason why I was struggling to solve what was going on. Because she was giving all sorts of like, because I'm here like, okay, like I'm trying to like, surely a child is gonna give me a lot of hints regarding what was actually going on. But yeah, no, Maria can be elusive for a reader, first time reading. Adoring the witch, she would do whatever I tell her, and there lies a taste of truth in the words of a true believer like her. That's what I mean. Like, you can show Mother magic, and she will firmly 100% believe that it's magic. That's what makes her such a broken pawn. Because like, she will totally believe it. She'll be like, yo, I used this trick to pop this letter out of nowhere, and she'll tell the rest of her family that, and she'll say it with 100% confidence, and everyone will like ask her about it, and she'll be like, no, it was magic, I don't know what you're talking about, and she'll be 100% be in on it. And that's what makes her so powerful, because like she adds that like weird sense of what the heck is going on. It like everyone gets confused, including the reader. She would surely take the role of confusing the people. Exactly, confusing the people. Like she was so good at confusing the people. Confusing the people on the scene, as well as thickening the presence of the witch. Yes, Marie is my most precious accomplice, who I promised to take to the Golden Land. I will never allow her for her body to be disgraced. She must rest in peace. And she did do that, to be fair. It's something to notice that every single game board, Maria's corpse is always like clean, quote unquote. Like she never kills Maria in a brutal way. Maria's always killed in a very peaceful manner, right? Like she'll die either by like drinking, like overdosing, drinking something, or she'll give her a quick death or something. She won't give her anything. She won't shoot her in the head or something like that. She won't give her a brutal death or anything like that, right? So typically, unless it's like Eva teacher that kills her or something, episode 3. Since Genji, Kumasawa, and Nanjo feel indebted to me, they are loyal and will become my eyes and ears. This might not be the best OST for this scenario. Cool Slaughter or Executioner might be better. Let's try Executioner. Because like we're looking at like murder. Alright, yeah, I think for like considering a murder thing is going on here, and we're talking about accomplices and stuff, this is better. So we're gonna use the Executioner here. Okay. Since Genji, Kumasawa, and Nanjo feel indebted to me, they are loyal and will become my eyes and ears. Due to their long service, they are trusted by the families, so having all 3 of them as accomplices is a huge advantage. Especially Nanjo, since he can give false statements upon states of death. This is true. He'll also be able to provide me with the necessary drugs and poisons for a crime. It might be a mystery. It might be a mystery staple to have the physician as an accomplice, but it can be very rewarding to follow old customs. Moving on, those who were bribed under the pretense of it is going to be fake murders will surely lose their composure when being confronted with the actual corpses. I better play dumb and tell them I prepared dummies with all the money, or somebody else is going around actually killing all those people. And if that doesn't work, I will have to dispose of them. I prepared dummies with all the money. Guns exist in abundance. If If I hide them in several convenient places in the mansion, I don't even have to carry them around all the time. While also hiding the bullet wounds with Kinzo's collection of stakes and sawed-off rifles. It should also be quite the bizarre setup for the corpses. By switching the breaker, I can easily pretend the phones were disabled. So that's how she was doing that. Well, I mean, I suspected something like that was happening, but okay. Now we got the confirmation for it. Switching the breaker, okay. The means of communication and the electric system are all under my control. It is all in the palm of my hand. The hand of the witch and the family head. I have power over life and death of every being on this island with the magic called gold. Their very thoughts will do as I command. I am spinning this world from 16 pieces, again and again and again. As long as I have my magic, I can spin countless worlds within the world of October 4th and 5th. And there she goes. And there she spins. This endless if. It gives birth to endless fragments. In this cat box called October 4th and 5th. These are all parallel worlds floating within the cat box. And I am there to watch it in on them. It's like a kaleidoscope. Look at her face. And she's writing. I do not have to abandon my plan. At times I follow it. At other times I play around. I just have to go about it at random. If I end up getting cornered, then I might just kill anybody right then and there. Because I have abandoned making any choices. So no matter what development or what result there is, I will surely be satisfied. Right, she's abandoned making any choices. That was a big part of her whole murder spree thing, right? Is that it's no longer her choice. Things just happen. Because every time she's chosen, something depressing happened to her, right? So she's done choosing. She's just gonna give it all to roulette and let the roulette choose what happens. That was another big part of the murderers. What pocket will the roulette hit next? Who will be the accomplice? Who will be the victim? I see. She let fate decide. Because fate has treated her horribly, so she cast herself to fate. Got it. And soon another new fragment will be spun. What fragment shall I peek at? What fragment shall I spin? This is wonderful. My magic is unfathomable. Now I have finally become a true witch. This is a level of overhead view that humans cannot reach. This is my domain. Domain expansion. Ryoiki Tenkai. Shuttles developed her own, or Yasuda developed her own domain expansion, bro. Have her fight Sukuna. I bet she'll lose. Especially considering Sukuna is beating everyone up right now. Like, I bet she'd be able to win with her domain. Alright. Bad jokes, maybe none. You're calling yourself a witch, aren't you? Yes, I am already a witch. But to prove that I have truly surpassed the domains of humans, I need to be observed and acknowledged by a being even higher than myself. If you should be that, then please make me a witch. Oh, is this Lambda? This is Lambda Delta, isn't it? This has to be Lambda. Please make me a witch. And if I say no, then I will make you acknowledge me. Because I am already a witch without being acknowledged by anybody, she says. Oh, this is Lambda Delta, right? Has to be. This has to be Lambda Delta. To treat from the physical realm of humans over the threshold into the realm between the fragments is a feat that only us witches can pull off. And even higher than us, those are the ones freed from all constraints, rulers of all things in creation, the gods. You humans are not but splinters tossed around by the destiny that we gave rise to. And you little witches say that you want to be on the level with me? She breaks it. There's Sayo again. Since this child swore to me to become a god, you are the first to raise my interest. I am truly intrigued by you and by your magic system. While you are not by human flesh, by bringing your spirit on my plane of existence, you created the proper domain. This cat box of yours holds perfect and endless possibilities. Ah, how far will you be able to ease my boredom, I wonder. And yeah, okay, she's turning her over to Beato. Okay, so Sai's become Beato now. She's becoming a witch. It is Lambda Delta, I was right. I knew it. Had to be Lambda Delta, because it had to be. Because she's Beato's guardian. I knew it. Very well. In the name of the Witch of Certainty, Lambda Delta, I acknowledge you as a witch. As long as your certain magic world keeps being certain, that is, I'll forever continue to be your guardian. This endless strategy of October 4th and 5th, I shall spin it until I am satisfied. And she goes crazy. Is that supposed to be Battler? The time limit is midnight on October 5th. That's Battler, isn't it? 500 tons of explosives will blow this island away, holy crap. Until that moment. Well then, try and stop me. Okie dokie. The parents will definitely gather in one place and discuss family matters until deep in the night on the 4th. Murder will be so simple. Their bodies will be hauled to the storage shed that has been painted with a magic circle beforehand, and to hide the bullet holes, I will use the sawed-off shotguns to blow off their faces. Oh, this is episode 1 murders! Oh, so she's straight up telling us her method of killing in episode 1. Okay. Okay, so this is how episode 1 happened. Okay. So, first she draws the magic circle, then she kills the people in the parlor discussing family matters, and then she uses shotguns to blow off their faces, and then she carries their corpses over to the guest house, to the storehouse. If I put poison into the drinks they toast with, I can bring it to a fast end. Ah, so first she poisoned them. I didn't know that. That makes sense though, because you know, how else would she be able to overpower 6 adult human beings, even with a shotgun, right? I mean, 2 shotguns. Surely at least 1 or 2 of the adults could survive, and with the help of everyone they could corner her, maybe. I don't know. Okay, anyway. If I make the first fight as horrible and occult as possible, and play it off like an impossible crime, his interest should definitely be piqued, and he will feel like taking on the riddle. Right, because she's thinking of Battler here. She wants Battler to solve the riddle. That was the whole point. Okay. If I kill either Shannon or Kanon early on, then moving around after that will become so much easier. This is true. I see. Yes. But on the other hand, it might also become very enjoyable to present myself as the actual living Beatrice, and she does that in episode 2. With the 2 sets of keys I carry, that of Shannon and Kanon, if done right, I can also pull off some locked room tricks, like with Jessica's locked room trick in episode 2. Okay, that makes sense. Yes, there was one idea for a locked room that I have real confidence in. A chain locked room that seals in the corpses and keys in a consecutive link. This is episode 3. Okay, first starting with room 2 and going around, I seal in a corpse and the key of the room before by locking them in. In one there is only the key for 6 and the door is left unlocked. Finally I enter room 6, lock the door with the inside lock and pretend to be dead, and she has the key for room 5. Okay. The important point is that one has to be at a place as far away and as difficult to find as possible. 6 on the other hand must be very easy to spot. It must be a room that has a window or something, which allows the locked room to be easily destroyed from the outside. Okay, that's why she was in the parlor. And then, okay, so my theory is right. Cool. They broke the parlor window, found, I believe, Shannon's corpse in there. Shannon then woke up, ran all the way over to room number 1, sealed himself in there as Kanon, locked the door in with key number 6. Okay. The people discovering 6 will easily break the window pane and enter the locked room, finding the key. Enter the locked room, finding the key to 5. The people discovering 6 will easily break the window pane and enter the locked room, finding the key to 5. inside and being led in reverse order around the rooms. In the meantime, I will sneak out through the broken window and enter one. Yep, from 6 you'll enter one, lock the door from the inside, and again pretend to be dead. And that will make it look like it's a chain locked room. Right, and because Kanon is shown to different people, they'll think it'll be a completely closed off locked room. But there is a trick to it. Got it. And I've already solved this trick. I already solved it, so it's fine. Nando's help is essential in this, but there's a very high gain to it. Of course. Of course, there's also the method of locking the door from the inside and then committing suicide to create a locked room. Ah, like in episode 4 and in episode 2. Okay, so she did commit suicide in episode 2 right there. Okay, I read that in one of those many mystery novels. You tie the gun to a string of wire, and the blast from the shot will catapult it back behind a piece. Wait, what? You tie the gun to a string of wire, and the blast from the shot will catapult it back behind a piece of furniture to hide it. Right, and that's where the gun was hidden as she shot herself. Right, same thing she did in episode 4. Okay, I would just have to place a stake beforehand. Then the illusion of the witch would prevail beyond my death, wouldn't it? Ah, that explains episode 2 and episode 4. Okay. Otherwise, I could attach a misleading tag to the wrong key and place it in a room. That was the trick to these murders. I was stunned by these two. I didn't know how they died. Okay, in episode 4, that's how Goren Kumasawa died. All she did was just attach a misleading tag. Oh, that was so simple to solve. That was so simple to solve, I didn't think about that. Okay, to the wrong key. Okay. Even if I was to look, even if I was to lock the room from the outside, then the illusion of a locked room wouldn't be broken. Okay. Since nobody except the servants will be able to discern a true key of this mansion from a fake one in the first place. Yeah. Of those many tricks I know, which one should I put to the test? But even if I don't go through the huge trouble of preparation, I still have my golden magic of the secret agreements. As long as I have my magic, any locked room trick, any impossible crime is at my free disposable just by pinning the crime on somebody else. Wait, what? I read that wrong. As long as I have my magic, any locked room trick, any trick of vanishing corpses, any impossible crime is at my free disposable just by pinning the crime on somebody else, on one of the accomplices. So the servants. And the servants were always being suspected throughout the visual novel. What to do next? A royal road mystery? A really bizarre horror mystery? How will the pieces move when I point my finger? Sometimes I might even carry out the murders without any accomplices. Or rather, make everyone into accomplices of the fake murder game. I should test whether they truly fulfill my expectations. Dang. Without any accomplices? Huh. Or rather, make everyone into accomplices of the fake murder game, like in episode... What was it again? 5 or 6? 5. Like in episode 5. Make everyone accomplices of the fake murder game. Okay. Rules. Oh, this is episode 4. From the three items listed below, choose one as a sacrifice to gain the other two. Your own life, the person who you love the most life, right? Everybody else's lives. If you choose nothing, then you will lose all of the above. George with Shannon. Thank you, my beloved people. Thank you for loving me. There's Shannon again. Shnandra. George with Shannon. Right. The calls of episode 4. You'll be with me forever, even as souls after we die. Yeah, that's what George says as well. And there's Shagun. That's George and Shannon crying together. And there's Kanon about to shoot Jessica as she's starting to battle her. She dies right after this. Brutal death. You two would gladly sacrifice yourself to my desire, right? So in a way, Jessica was an accomplice to battlers, to Kanon here. She knew she was to get shot in the head, but she went along with it. I'm not sure if I believe that. I'm not sure if I believe, unless sacrifice her to my desire. I'm not sure if I believe Jessica would go through with something like this. That she'd be willing to get shot in the head like this. I know she loves Kanon and all, but like, I'm not sure how realistic that is. I don't know. Is that realistic to think Jessica will do this? And call Battler like this, knowing what might happen to Battler afterwards? I don't know. Well, Jordy's dead, and then Jessica's also shot dead. And then she's crying again. She's writing as she's crying. And she's written a lot of message bottles here, a lot of different possibilities. Is this really right? A lot of fragments. She's crying and then looking back at all the different fragments. Something so horrible. Really? And kills George with... she's torn up. To make those I love take part unwillingly. To make the families of the ones I love take part unwillingly. Can I be satisfied with that? Is this really the right thing? She's still crying. No, this can never be right. I want the people I love so much to live. I love how Battler is still like whitened out here in this panel. Because I really, and the shirt, you show me a family crest. Because I really want to live happily if it can be granted somehow. What is this? After all you have done, do you really think that you could still lead a happy life? Furniture! Yes, it is not yet decided, yet I can think of nothing else. So, that is why there must be someone else to stop me. Rule Z. Please, somebody stop me. So she wanted to be stopped. Ideally, she wanted Battler to find out what was going on, solve the epitaph in time, and stop Sayo from pulling this off. Rule Z. Kinzo said, sum the epitaph equals miracle. So if I were to entrust it to a bet on the magic of miracles, the one to solve the epitaph would arrive at this room, switch off the bomb, and survive. I want to gamble with this chance as well. If by any chance my beloved someone would solve the epitaph and through it inherit the headship, I would devote my life to that miracle. I would throw away all my other emotions and would live forever at that person's side. And I would stop the murders and confess all of my sins. Such a result, whatever end it might bring, I could accept it. For this would surely be my punishment. I am sure you'll be able to solve it, right? You will notice that I am the culprit, and then you will stop me, right? And she's pointing towards Battler. Okay. So that was her motive then. She wanted Battler to stop her. October 3rd. Tomorrow's the day. She's writing up. There's the message bottles. She's able to throw them out to the sea. Yep, she throws them out. Not all, only one of them recovered, by the way. And confessions, I guess, because we're reading it right now. But technically, only one of them was recovered. If that might not come true, then at least let us all be happy in the Golden Land. All of these bottle mails are made in a way that, if you follow all of the many rules, you'll be able to unveil the culprit. That is why each and every one of these bottles contains a confession of my sins, repentance for my sins that would not exist had I not written them down. At least as a small apology, I sent the bereaved families a very small golden land of mine. She did do that! That explains the episode 4, what happened in episode 4, and why all the families got money and stuff. Of course, I know that these will not excuse any of what I did. Okay, yeah. Once I would have Maria Sama recite the invitation I made her memorize, the curtain of the strategy would have to rise, I assume. After that, it would all be left to the result of the roulette. On October 5th, when the bell strikes midnight, we will surely all be welcome to a land where we are freed from all of our suffering. We are free from all of our suffering, she says. Huh. We can stop execution for now. We can go back to Thanks for Being Born, actually. Unless... Okay. Okay. I am the noble witch of Rokkenjima, Beatrice, and I shall make the curtain fall on this accursed bloodline and this chain of ill fate. And if by any chance I might be forgiven, please grant me the miracle of smiling with that person. When the seagulls cry. Is that the end of confession? Okay. And what happens next chapter? If that's the end of the confession. Okay, the next chapter is just... What is this chapter? The Cage of Obligation. Okay, next chapter we're back to Angie stuff. Okay. Next chapter, okay, we're done with confession. Okay, cool. Next chapter has nothing to do with confession. Okay. We finished Confession of the Golden Witch. Okay. Okay. That was it, y'all. Okay. I don't know how to say this. I don't know how to word what I'm about to say, like what I want to say. Really, I don't know how to word it. Like I know what I want to say, but I don't know how. Well, for one thing, we could talk about her, like, about her, like, about the, like, and the information that we got, in the sense that I don't really feel like being confession changed anything. Really, I mean, all it did was confirm, without any shadow of a doubt, that Sayo is the culprit of the message bottles. That Shannon and Kanon are the same person, which is very clear if you read the visual novel, to be fair. And her plans throughout the different episodes and her rules and stuff, and obviously all the her mindset that went through that she was going through all these years. But what am I saying here is that I don't feel like I got any new super valuable information there. Is this OST done? Alright, we can end Thanks for Being Born there. We can stop looping it. Okay. Yeah, okay, we can end all the OSTs. Yes, so with regarding Confession, I don't actually feel like I got any information. Well, I mean, I got any information in the sense that it confirmed all my theories regarding Sayo Yasuda. Um, but I felt like for the most part, everything we got there were things I knew, things I kind of, or at the least things I theorized from episode 7, right? Um, I guess the new stuff I learned was obviously Kinzo's corpse thing being the reason why the study was rotting. Its stench and it was an awful stench. That's honestly something I should have realized way sooner. I guess I learned that the servants were always her accomplices at all times. I also learned that the adults were easily bribed, much more easily bribed than I expected. I didn't think it was as simple as, oh yeah, yeah, Eva would be my pawn if you know, if I use George and give her some money, and then Rosa will also be bribed with money. I didn't think it was just gonna be like that. Um, and yeah, but in general, I don't feel like I thought I was gonna learn something about her motive because someone told me when I theorized about her motive, someone told me that I didn't fully understand her motive, and maybe I still haven't. But after reading Confession, I don't think I learned anything new about her motive. Um, so my thoughts about Beto and Sayo remain. Actually, I don't know if that surprises any of you, but I don't think I got much out of that. I thought this was gonna open up the cat box, like for real, like you know what I mean? But it didn't really open up the cat box like that. Like I thought it was. I don't know what I was expecting. But based on what you guys were telling me, I hadn't figured out everything. Based on what you guys told me, like there was still things I could theorize, which is great. Um, but now reading this, I don't feel like I got. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe there's more that I'm. Maybe there's something I'm missing here. Um, Sayo's story is obviously incredibly tragic, but I feel like episode 7 went into really good detail regarding it. Um, Confession is just what Confession of the Golden Witch did really is just spell it out directly. But episode 7 hinted at it really directly, to be honest. Right? There's a clear hint about the whole thing with her. It was clear. I think we're pretty clear about the whole thing with the genital, the gender identity issues. Um, of course, her love for Battler, George, and Jessica and Hall. That went 6 years of waiting, of painful waiting for Battler. The fact that Battler arrived at just the wrong time, like 1 year later, her relationship with George and Jessica would have gone further. 1 year earlier, and she might have like reconciled with Battler getting back, right? Um, I mean, all of that are like things that I knew, I guess. It's still a little bit unclear whether they were born male or female, but even that is not an important thing for me. I honestly, and it shouldn't be because that's not the point of Sayo's story, right? Like, you know, the point isn't what gender they were born, right? Um, but I'm saying that like I thought Confession might reveal that. I don't know, Confession might reveal. I mean, I guess it revealed the whole thing with Polydactyli, right? And they did surgery to remove her extra toe, and how Kinzo figured out about her. Sure. Um, but yeah, no, my thoughts are honestly the same about Beato. If you've seen my visual novel reactions, you'll know what I think of Beato. But in short, I do not quote unquote accept her motive, if that makes sense. Um, I don't know if accept is the right word for it, but I don't, especially considering in Mineko the motive is the most important part. Like they always talk about how motive is very important, right? Like you need to get the motive of the crime, um, and you need to have love to see it. And perhaps I don't have love. Perhaps I don't. And I obviously Yasuda had it real rough. Um, and she decided to leave it all to fate in the end, leave it all to the roulette. um, because her fate was cursed, her life was cursed. So she didn't care what the choice the roulette did. She just went with it and set up the whole murder spree thing. But she wanted Battler, hopefully, to solve it, someone to stop it. That was one of her rules. But I'm personally, I don't fully get that. I don't know. I do not. I still am not the biggest fan of that explanation. Um, I thought I was gonna get a lot more emotional after reading, the start of the first chapter. But as I kept reading these confession chapters, the more I just kept seeing more things that, like, I felt that I knew. Okay, yeah, I know that she was getting bullied as a child. I know that she I mean, I guess we didn't get the whole details regarding the period stuff in the visual novel, but you get the point. And we knew she was struggling because of her genitals and her gender. We knew that Battler did that whole promise with Shannon, and we knew that Battler didn't come back when he said he was going to come back on White Horse. Uh, we knew that she solved the epitaph and then found out about her bloodline and about how, quote unquote, she was never meant to be born, um, and how she was related to Jessica, Battler, and George. We knew how she was struggling with, at least I knew, at least, that she was struggling with revealing this to George and Jessica and how she was gonna, come out with all this information. I feel like everything that was told as things I knew. So as I kept reading, the more I was waiting for something new to come up, waiting for um, some information that I hadn't thought about before, or oh, this is a new revelation, and that never really came. And that's not to say that confession was disappointing. I don't think it was disappointing, right? Again, it did spell it out for us, right? At the end of the day, right? It did make all the theories I had regarding Sayo clear. But from what I understood from you all, it was supposed to reveal information that I hadn't known about before, if that makes sense. Like I thought I was gonna learn something that I didn't know before. And unfortunately, I felt like it didn't do that. So if the ones of you who think that there was something in confession that I hadn't known about before, you can let me know. Uh, and if I've misunderstood something, if I've misunderstood her motive in any way, or if you want to write your own thoughts of the motive and how you think of it, how you think of Sayo's whole plan and her whole ordeal, or her whole situation in general, or maybe um, some other good article or something that you think I should read, maybe to understand it better, then maybe I'm not gonna sit here and be like I know everything, like my take is correct and blah blah blah. Like, nah, I'm willing to change my mind. The entire reason why I read this is part because I wanted to have a mind change. I wanted to accept her motive. I wanted to accept Sayu Yasuda for what she did. But I don't know. I don't know why. Um, and that has honestly been, I don't know. That has honestly been like my biggest thing with Umineko. I think Umineko, everything about Umineko is great. I think everything it does is great. Like, from its characters to the way it's telling its stories, different episodes, the murder mysteries. The murder mysteries, other than the one in episode 6. If you know, you know. I'm still not happy about that one. But otherwise, the murder mysteries are good. But here, now in the confession, the way it was revealed that she was just bribing everyone like that, not as amazing as I first thought, but still, I can accept it. Fine. Um, but really, my biggest thing with Imineko is that I never got, and it's a kind of unfortunate, I never got super into Beato's character. I never got into Super Sayo Yasuda's character either. Um, and the whole Shadow kind of stuff. I don't know. I was always a lot more into Battler's story and Eva and Angie. Angie's story was good, and obviously Nazi. Y'all know my thoughts about Natsu's story. Maria and Rosa. Um, to me, those are a lot more interesting, as well as the lore in episode 7. All the lore that we got with Kinzo. Honestly, like, y'all can say whatever you want about Kinzo, but even Kinzo, I can, like, I think he's a piece of crap. Obviously, he's not a good person, but even like his way of doing things, I can accept in a sense, right? Um, but I just can't do the same for Sayo. I've said this before, and I know a lot of you don't like the way you say that, but um, so be it. But it's really only just Sayo Yasuda. I think is like, which is weird because it feels like Sayo is kind of the main point of Umineko, but for some reason that is my only quote unquote negative thing with the story of Umineko is Sayo Yasuda. I could just never. I don't know. Maybe I've completely misunderstood Sayo's character. Maybe I completely misunderstood what's going on here. Um, but I don't know. It just doesn't. It doesn't hit me like that, right? Like I think. I think the writing with, or at least the way it impacted me, with Eva and especially just the adults in general, to be honest, right? Even Cross and Nazi, Eva, and Hidoshi, not so much, I guess. Oh, Hidoshi had that one really good scene, though. And Rudolph and Kiria, and Maria, and Rosa, and Battler, and yeah, those stories connected with me a lot more. Um, and let's not forget Angie, man. Angie's story was good. I think the way they did Angie was good. I don't know. So yeah, I don't know why, but Sayo didn't do that for me, and that's surprising because it feels like Sayo is kind of like the main character here. I mean, you could say Banner's the main character. One could even argue Angie's the main character-ish in a way, but it does feel like Sayo's in big ways supposed to be the main character, and the story does revolve largely around Sayo, Yasuda, and Beatrice, right? Um, but I don't know that this specific. It just never. I don't know. It never got to me, and it's obviously not because I'm still quote salty about what happened in episode 2 and episode 3. It's not because I got tricked. Like I do not. I don't even care about getting tricked anymore in episode 3. Though at this point, I just look back and laugh. That was funny. Like that, if anything, that was good because I was so passionate into the story that me getting tricked really hurt me. So that was good on the story. But I was hoping after that I'd get to see more of Beato's character and get to enjoy her more. But it just never hit me. And then I'll also say this: the Battle Beato romance never clicked with me. I never really was big on the Battle Beato romance. I don't know. I don't think those two meshed at all. For me, they never gave me romance vibes. For me, they always gave like. To me, I still see them as like friend vibes. Like I never see how Battle and Beato got romantically attracted to each. I never, even though Battle did say that he likes Beato type of women in the books that he was reading, or books he was reading. Rudolph, if you know, you know. As we saw in the manga earlier. um, but despite that, I didn't feel any romantic connection between them because typically when I watch or read a romantic story, I don't do it super often, but whenever I do, I feel like a romantic connection between two characters. For me, there's a complete disconnect between Batter and Beato, and so when that romantic relationship was happening in episode 5, for me, it came out of nowhere. It felt like it came out of nowhere. Apparently, it was set up from the beginning, but for me, it felt like it came out of nowhere. Like, okay, why is Batter all of a sudden like some like in love with Beato or something? I did not see that one coming. Uh, especially especially because I still hadn't fully figured out, you know, Beato's motive by then. I didn't fully figure out what was going on with Beato's character back then. So that whole relationship came even more out of nowhere for me. It felt like a big punch, like, okay, what's going on here? So I don't know. Maybe I've lost the plot. Maybe I've completely misunderstood the Mineko. I'm down to discuss this in the comments, of course. I'm down to make an uh, an extra setup video after this if my mind does change or if I want to discuss this further after I see your comments. Um, I'm open to have a discussion, but let me just say this: I'm open to have a discussion. I'm open to have my mind changed. Please don't think that I'm not open to have my mind changed. I'm open to have my mind changed. I'm completely open to seeing the story from different perspectives because I mean that's one of the best parts of Mineko, right? Is that we all have different interpretations and then discussing it with each other. And I mean, I guess we've opened the cat box now, but theorizing about the different cat box possibilities is a lot of fun. Um, but yeah, overall, so far, reading the manga has not been a demerit to my Umineko experience. I don't feel like I've opened the cat box to that high of a degree. I feel like it's still fun to discuss Umineko, despite quote unquote having opened the cat box right now. So I don't know. Um, but I've gotta go now. I hope you guys enjoy watching this at least as much as I enjoy, or more maybe than I enjoy reading it. Um, I wouldn't go as far as to say that Confession of the Golden Witch was underwhelming. I'll just say that I was expecting more, or at the very least, I was expecting to gain something or to learn something that I hadn't learned before. Because remember, I said at the start, once you learn something, you can't unlearn it. But in this case, if there was nothing to learn to begin with, then there's also nothing to unlearn. Like I feel like from the starting point, I've gone like, okay, some small details of information, but that doesn't really affect the whole learn unlearn prospect, in my opinion. So yeah. Um, and sorry if I seem harsh or anything like that. I am at the end of the day an honest person. Especially here on my YouTube channel. On my YouTube channel, you'll always have my honest takes, right? I will never lie for the sake of like appearing to love Mineko, because I still love Mineko. But in the sense that I will never lie about thinking, oh, everything about Mineko is perfect. This is perfect. This is perfect. This is perfect. Everything is perfect. I'll only say that if I truly mean that. And here I truly mean this. But I also truly mean that Nazi to me is one of the most well-written characters I think I've ever seen. Like say that because I truly mean that. Like I will never lie for the sake of you know for the sake of like I don't know how to put it, for the sake of positive engagement. Does that make sense? I'm down to debate or discuss or whatever, right? um and I'm down to have an opinion that goes against the common opinion, or goes against the opinion that everyone agrees with, right? Like I'm someone who will do that. So if this is one of those cases, then so be it. I'll be down to do that. But I stand by what I say right now. But again, I'm open to have my mind changed. I feel like I'm repeating myself, and the reason why I'm repeating myself is because I don't want to anger anybody with what I'm saying. I'm trying to be very clear. I'm trying to be as detailed as I can with what I'm saying, because I don't want anything that I say to be misunderstood. Does that make sense? I don't want anyone to uh, finish this video and then think, okay, Erin just hates Mineko, or Erin just hates Beato's character. Heck no, I don't do that. I like Beato's character. I don't love her. I don't love Sariosta's character. I still like her. She's not just a dead character to me, right? Of course not. Um, and her story is still very, very sad. Like that doesn't change. Um, but it's just not what makes Umineko amazing to me. What makes Umineko amazing to me has nothing to do, or at least directly to do, with Sayo and with Beato personally, right? So yeah, okay. Hopefully, um, everything I said makes sense. Hopefully, I've been as detailed as I can. Hopefully, I haven't angered anyone with what I've said. I will see you guys next time, because of course we'll still continue reading the manga. I mean, there's still 20 something chapters of the manga, less than 20. Yeah, there's 42 chapters of the manga, so there's still less than half of the manga left. It won't take us that long to read. Now I think I've uploaded up until like chapter, I think 10 it was in in on YouTube so far. I think I'll wait until maybe I'll wait until Confession has been uploaded before continuing the manga. I'll see. So if you're watching this, I might not have continued Cage of Applications yet. I might just wait a week till when I have uploaded Confession, or I think it's less than a week actually. 5 days, 4 or 5 days until Confession has been uploaded. See your guys' reaction, talk with you guys about it, and then when I record the Cage of Obligations, then I will continue on. Then when I record, this next chapter, chapter 25, then we can discuss a little bit about the confession, or maybe I'll make its own video. If there's enough to talk about, I'll make its own video regarding confession. We'll see how it goes in the comments of this video. I'm sure I'm gonna get quite a I'm, I'm sure I'll get at least one comment. If I don't get any comments on this video, then fair enough. Then there's nothing to discuss. Then my mind stays like this. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I'm of course down for discussion. But okay, I have to go. Like I said. All right, y'all. Peace.